Wait a minute. There you go.
Got everybody here. Welcome to the Finance Committee meeting. I guess if you look at the agenda, you can look at the minutes from our last meeting, September the 18th. You look at those, very changes need to be made to her. If not, can I get a motion to approve them?
Was it Mike?
Michael made a motion. I need a second.
A second.
Got a Alicia with a second. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion does carry. We also have the financials. I mean, you can look at, we're looking at, from a cash standpoint, at our different accounts at Stockyard and Republic at this time. I think one of the biggest things, in my opinion, you see the interest that we're making now, is going to give us a surplus. So I mean, I think that's big. We are also, Chip did talk to Stockyards, and it's not indicative into this, but Stockyards did increase their rate, I think from like 3.25, 3.5 to 4.75. So there should be more in interest coming from them. So hopefully we can continue to do that. And like I said, hopefully we'll continue to have a surplus, but definitely hopefully we just continue to at least offset the expenses that we have, which will be very good. Does anybody have any questions, from a standpoint about the balance sheet, the income statement, cash flow?
I just want to underscore what you said about the interest income that we're making now. It's certainly exciting and encouraging. It's going to be significant for us because the period that we're going through now is really going to offset expenses, as you said, and allow us to preserve a great amount of the corpus of the initial investment. So that's really exciting.
Yeah, that's good. Does anybody have any comments, questions, like I said, from a balance sheet standpoint, from an income statement standpoint, from a cash flow standpoint? So we need a motion to accept these financials. So moved. Is there a second?
Sure.
Second by Mr. Brown. Any other discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries as well. All right, what's the next on here?
Was Chip, but Chip is, he's traveling
Traveling.
out of town. I am still working, we're still working on the budget.
Well, and he said that he had been working with reading the, my thing is now, we got some expenses and now there's, some, I guess, revenue from interest revenue that we may be able to put in there, and Chip said he still continues to work with the cabinet in Frankfurt. So I mean, I think that I'm hopeful. He said he may have something in writing of some sort for the board meeting.
Well, I don't know, he went
preliminary-
to the board meeting, you talking about with the numbers from?
Yeah.
Well, when we were in the meeting, they said November 1st, but he may have something before then, I don't know, he hasn't said to me.
I think he may have some. He said he may. I know they're at some type of convention in Milwaukee, but when he comes back, there may be something where he had worked with you as far as like I wouldn't call it a preliminary budget, but
Right.
some numbers that have been put towards the budget that we may have. So so we can just show you, yeah, man, we're doing some work, but it's really still not a lot that you can do,
It's mainly accumulation of expenses
right,
and also identifying in the spreadsheet, the income from the donors, the actual income. So it's just trying to paint a picture,
right.
so the board has something to look at.
But I mean, I think
But we're still close to November first, it may,
it's not bad for us, they look like the
Right.
expenses that we will have monthly, I mean, so we know, and so we look at those, and you know what, hey, that's exactly what was budgeted, and know, as we, get set up with different, at the office and things, those, there could be some one-time expenses that are coming in there, but, that just won't be bad to have.
But just a few more words regarding the budget. From my perspective, one of the challenges that we have right now, in advance of knowing what that number is from the state, is that some key notations and expense lines in the budget are unknown until we know that.
Right.
When that number will determine our the amount that we plan to invest in bricks and mortar. It will determine the corpus for an investment account.
Right.
That amount is also going to give us a sense of how many employees we will be able to hire.
Right.
So it is a big mystery, it seems to me, and a major difficulty in finishing out a budget until we get that number.
Right.
And that's just my perspective.
So like I said, it's still gonna be a moving target, but hopefully we'll get some numbers and moving towards, kind of making it happen. One of the things I don't know from an update, just from Laura, just to kind of see, where we are with L home. And then kind of see what, where we are as far as, getting, office set up and things of that
Yes.
nature, if you just give kind of updates.
Yes, I can do that as part of the update. We've had we've been living a blessed life regarding the office space. We have a friend who has been working with us and has a large amount of furniture to make available to us at less than market rate. So we've done a budget, we've selected furniture from the warehouse of furniture that the business has. And the cost of moving the furniture from the warehouse to our new location, the cost of furniture to outfit the current space and to go ahead and outfit what we believe will be the next space on the second floor. The cost for moving all of the furniture is around $8,000, which is an absurdly cheap amount.
And that includes the desk too, the one for the.
Yeah, we have a desk that's been donated, but that $8,000 includes the cost for moving
That
that
as well.
desk in a different space to our office. So we've had just some really good luck and some good support in the community to get the office set up. I mean, it's unbelievable that we could be doing what we're doing for a mere $8,000.
That's good.
And we have a date scheduled to get all that moved in. It's November 2nd. We're trying to do it next week, but it wasn't gonna work out because they have to clear out. Cause not just the furniture, but file cabinets, we're getting chairs. We're even taking like all the black trash cans. I mean, it's unbelievable. Potentially 4 pieces of artwork. That would be lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, so this is, it's fairly remarkable. Once we get everything moved in, there will of course be an open house for the board to come in and to see the space. So we're really, really pleased with this.
So we're hoping to have everything moved in by the second.
Yeah, well, it will be, everything will be in there, but we'll still have to get stuff.
Okay.
Don't think the open house will be the next day.
Right.
Not gonna happen.
I live in,
Yeah, we're moving, yeah, you know how it is when you move in your house, takes a little bit before we have the house warming.
It's exciting.
It is.
It's in
exciting.
November.
We got the LG&E moved over. Now we're working on Spectrum to get the phone system set up. They're setting a security box for us. We still use the PO box, but they are even gonna put a mailbox, when I met with Tony the other day, like inside the door. So, I mean, they're so cooperative, and then the install for the elevator, I think will start somewhere around the middle of November. So it'll be a minute, but so cooperative.
Good.
So
Yeah.
we're really pleased. Now, as far as L Homes is concerned, we've been doing a lot of ancillary work with L Homes. We visited the sheriff's office
Mhm.
in order to determine how the sheriff's office can help us with the task that we have at hand. And remarkably, the sheriff's office is 156% on
Yes.
board with doing things like assisting us with notices. On the next go round, not on this go round, because they've already gotten their mailers priced and the scheduled mailing for their packages, but next year they've agreed to let us include an additional slip of paper in the mailing that the sheriff's office will do regarding the assistance that we can provide. And that's a major plus for us. They asked us about other things that we can assist with.
Like on their website, like under their frequently asked questions, if a resident needs assistance, financial assistance, they click on that and L Home comes up. So they're gonna add both of us to the website. But it was an excellent meeting.
And they've asked us too, because they have individual Jefferson County residents will call into the sheriff's office with questions about their tax bill. And they've asked us to assist them by giving them 2 sentences that the folks who answer their phones can use if someone asks a question about help with paying their tax bill. And that's really remarkable that they want to partner with us to give their folks something to say so that they can help direct people to L Homes. We've just had really phenomenal cooperation and support. The thing that remains is that L Homes has not yet bitten the bullet and said, this is how much the service is going to cost. But I'm going to see if I can get some kind of generalized commitment from the CEO in advance of the board meeting, and I'll let you know what that is. But we are all, it's remarkable. Any organization or institution that has anything to do with the tax bill, we are all working together, the PDA's office and the sheriff's office, to make the information readily available to people and to work together to do that.
And there was one additional piece, Laura, you might need to help me with this, that Terry said she's willing to do with regard to fees, like that she has the ability at a certain point to waive. And she's even working with us on that, if you recall.
The sheriff's office has said that they are willing, if there are late fees that are involved, then we can batch those property owners together and communicate with her through a separate mail know in advance. She can waive any delinquency fees for us too. So not only are they willing to let us put a mailer in, use their employees to deliver a message, but they will waive fees. So we're in a really good spot with both PBA and the sheriff's office as we step forward to get this implemented. So we're feeling pretty
Yeah,
Oh,
very receptive, and they had done homework, she had printouts all on our information on the partnership, and, she had her list of questions and things already that she was
Mhm.
putting on the table. There was very little we had to ask
To
for.
ask for everything that we intended. As that they were already
Already.
prepared to.
Yes,
So that's,
Good.
that's a really good, showing of support.
absolutely.
Any other?
So, the other update that you want, that I think Rita and I need to give to the finance committee is that we have started a round of communicating with donors, just to bring them
Yeah.
up to date. I had a meeting with Sandra Frazier, one of our contributors, and she remains optimistic and excited about what the partnership can do. She is interested in helping us going forward financially. So her level of commitment and excitement over the partnership has not waned, it has strengthened.
Just she wanted to give more money?
Yes, yes. And she wants us to keep her
Mhm.
apprised of what we're doing going forward. We had a meeting with Churchill Downs. I
Mhm.
remember they gave a significant sum of
Million.
money, and they wanted an update. We
Mhm.
explained to them where we were in terms of our requirements for getting feedback from the neighborhoods before we invest any of our funds. They understand that. They
Mhm.
understand why we need to do it. They are fully supportive of it, and they want us to come back to them after the first quarter of next year, which again is when we projected that we're gonna finish the
Public engagement.
public engagement piece, and they want an update then. So it's really, really remarkable. The other thing is,
Who we meet with? Who we
what
meet
were
with?
their names? They were.
What's her last name? I've got it written down.
Yeah.
Cause we didn't meet directly with, the CEO, what's his name?
Our stand.
Yeah,
With
yeah,
Catherine Arnold?
yeah, it's so, we met with their community person,
Catherine Arnold.
Is it Tanya? I've got their names written down, can't think of them offhand, yeah.
But they are supportive. I also, and Rita also had a meeting with Pat Malloy.
Yeah.
The mayor's
Mhm.
deputy for
Mhm.
economic development. It was a very, very good meeting. Now, the
Mhm.
meeting with Pat, he also expressed his understanding of where we are right now, the necessity to get the community feedback. He expressed also the city's consistent and unwavering support of what we are doing, and also expressed some optimism at how we can partner on things going forward. We had a
Mhm.
chance to talk with him about the mayor's recent announcement concerning housing investment. And we told him that that was something that we were very much interested in, and we see ourselves going forward as being a contributor to those efforts. But I also told Pat that in addition to us, there are other nonprofits in the city that we have already started talking to, particularly the Housing Partnership,
Mhm.
that see themselves as a resource to contribute expertise, project management, and money to help the mayor actualize his housing development goals. And that our expectation, those of us who are out here working in the vineyard, our expectation is that the mayor is going to give us an opportunity to be convened together so we can all talk about how we can put resources on the table to make sure the housing development piece, as the mayor outlined, it does happen. So again, that was a very, very good meeting.
Mhm.
Now, one final thing, I think everybody is aware of the Stellar Snacks thing that was developing. Remembers Jeff Knowles at our last board meeting gave a presentation where he was assuring us that the State Economic Development Group understood now that the partnership was in the driver's seat in terms of the incentives that could be used to spur economic development in West Louisville. That is, the state could not dip into the purse that is allotted to the partnership to make things happen in West Louisville. And based on that understanding, the state found other resources to offer to Stellar Snacks. And remember, Jeff outlined that, as I said at the last board meeting, but Rita and I have had a meeting with Jeff since the announcement was made. And Jeff O'Brien from the city also participated in the meeting, where they both reiterated that the state supported the Stellar Snacks project with other funding. We told both Jeffs that the partnership is very interested in the Stellar Snacks project because it's in the Park Hill neighborhood, one of our neighborhoods, and because of the potential that it has for employing people in the neighborhood. Now, Jeff O'Brien said that Stellar Snacks is expecting to work with the partnership on outreach to potential employees and on other needs that the company is going to have as they begin to develop. One of the biggest needs that they are anticipating is the need for childcare. And that's what we are anticipating too, that these folks are going to need some childcare resources in order to sign up and to take advantage of these jobs. So the long and the short of it is notwithstanding the fact that the project has been launched and it's out of the gate, there is still a critical role that the partnership can play to ensure the success of this company. Now, the city, as I said, the city wanted to make sure that we were cool with everything and understood that they didn't dip into our pocket to give the incentives that they had. The state wanted to make sure of that too, and both of them are looking to us to partner with them going forward to help with the success of this business. And that is certainly something that we can do. Now, in terms of like the information that we've gotten by way of the Community Engagement Committee, remember Dr. Rollins was saying to the committee, and he said it to us when he was at the last board meeting, that he thinks it's important for us to have some activity that he called initial wins right now. So in my mind, us stepping out and partnering with Stellar Snacks is part of that initial win that we can talk with the community about and that we can provide some assurances to the community about, particularly regarding that child care piece. So this announcement again, although we don't have any money on the table right now from the partnership, we still have an opportunity to collaborate and to lead. And that's critical.
Definitely.
And that
This has been a real good.
it has.
A really good.
And when they say that they're not in any way dipping into, the revenue stream for the partnerships, and that includes the business coming in and those property taxes and all that all still flows to the partnership.
Yes.
So not on any level are they dipping into, that process.
They did not promise
Yes,
Stellar Snacks that they wouldn't have to pay.
right.
The required level of employee taxes.
So that's revenue that comes back.
Wages before
Hmm.
that. So larger than the property tax is probably the wages.
Yes,
Mhm.
and none of that has been
Right.
compromised
So-
either.
I mean, I think the message that we need to get out. Everybody in the public is concerned about, gentrification, displacement and all of that, and that their taxes are gonna go up. even though for most of them, the bill exempts them from those increases. The best way to contribute to the TIF is to bring hundreds of jobs, and that's what's happening here.
Yeah,
And if we do that a bunch more times,
Mhm.
the TIF grows without necessarily, infringing on existing
right.
residents.
Mhm.
It's bringing, they get to keep more of what's already going into the coffers,
Mhm.
and then it benefits everybody.
And the value added for the residents is that to have this opportunity right in the neighborhood.
Yes,
They're doing a rail spur, I think is the terminology. So I've done some research on the company and it is a phenomenal story. Mother, daughter. And they're very environmentally conscious. And then the opportunities that people who get selected to work for this company, the training that they would get in robotics and it's just,
transferable.
yeah, it is transferable, absolutely. It's a huge opportunity and it's an exciting opportunity.
Now, one of the other things that Jeff Knowles told us is that in their conversations with the mother-daughter team that owns Stellar Snacks, the mother and the daughter were very interested in locating in Park Hill neighborhood because of what they had read about the partnership. So they are looking forward to interacting with us, perhaps meeting the board and working in partnership with us to meet some other needs that the factory may have. So again, although the initial deal has been cut, they are moving to the space. They're going to put themselves in the position with our help, they hope, to advertise for the availability of jobs in the neighborhood. They are looking to literally sit down with us and talk about those additional needs. All of that is a plus. It's really a plus.
Yeah. And they want to come in to one of the board meetings, I think, to do the
Yeah.
initial introduction, I do
Yes.
believe. So we're gonna arrange for that.
Yeah,
Good.
so, and Jeff is gonna do another, on the agenda on Monday as part of the CEO report. Jeff is going to reiterate for the full board everything that I've just talked through with you, what lies ahead for us. So this is a big opportunity, big opportunity.
Yeah,
And we've gotten to the space without compromising
right,
what we are required to do by statute.
yeah.
So it's a win-win.
Definitely.
Miss Laura,
Yeah,
Mhm.
I didn't want to interrupt you. I heard all the details, but what's the name of the company again? What's the?
Stellar Snacks.
STELLAR snacks. And you know what? I was just on Alaska Air this summer. And I believe I had some of their pretzels because they were good. Yeah, I mean, they do things differently. They're very eco-conscious and even in their ingredients that they use for their baking. So it's, it's really very interesting.
I think the
Mhm.
mother and the daughter have had some life challenges
Yes.
too that make them much more sensitive and attuned
Too.
to the
Yeah.
circumstances of low and moderate income people.
Mhm.
And that's part of the reason why they want to meet with us. This is
It's really
it's
good.
gonna be
Yeah.
exciting. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a good.
The Moon has been in business in this area, in this space of business since, I think, 1992. And this stellar snack line that they launched in 2019 is what is propelling them to amazing success because they were just about ready to consider bankruptcy during the pandemic. But this woman, and she's French, she has grit. And so I think she had like about $2 million worth of inventory that got dropped because the planes weren't flying. They have about 3,000 to 5,000 places that they distribute their products. Airlines, one of them, like Alaska Air, American Airlines, JetBlue. And so she had all this inventory. She picked up the telephone and she got that $2 million. She got it sold. And I think it was through organizations who were feeding families during this time that she was able to make that happen. So their story is just extraordinary and one that needs to be told.
Yeah.
The only other thing I would add, Laura, is that with regard to the donor visits, on
Yes.
Tuesday morning, we have a meeting with the UPS Foundation. The new guy, the regional manager now is now local. So we're gonna meet with Andrew Tuesday morning as far as our continuation with our donors.
That's good.
But
Yeah.
the feedback from donors remains extremely supportive and optimistic. Yeah, so that's a real plus, and our relationship with the city is
Yeah.
spectacular. There's no reason for anyone to be concerned about that, so we are in a remarkable space right now. as we
Yeah.
close out. So we should feel good about it.
It's good.
Mhm.
And the last little tidbit is that Otis, changing the subject now with regard to our financials each month. It makes sense, and he has agreed. He's going to continue to do our financials through December 31st. And we're working, we've asked Tony Levy to give us a quote, and then we're gonna look at comparable agencies her size to make sure that we're in place. So we've got time to work through that. But I wanted to make sure that you knew that, so we're good through the end of the year with our financial reports.
Okay, any questions that you guys have?
Come on. Alicia, you got any questions?
When I actually do have a question.
Okay.
So we had talked in the community
Speak
engagement.
up, Mike, so make sure they can.
We
Yeah,
talked, community engagement on, um. When we go out on the We Off World Tour.
I'm sorry, Michael. Can you speak up just a little bit?
Yeah, the partnership.
So on the community engagement, it's a proposal that, I think it's scheduled for a vote.
Yes.
Um,
On the,
for the meeting, and I believe, I can't remember the gentleman's name, but, we were kind of looking for feedback of, if we allocated X dollars, what would your neighborhood do?
Dr. Rollins, is
Yeah.
that it?
And I think we were gonna have some discussions of that in this committee, as to what that number would be. Is that
okay,
something we're doing today, or is that on the agenda
No,
for next
that's-
month?
no.
Or,
we left that off, but I mean, we
I
are
thought we were
supposed to
waiting-
discuss.
So we're waiting on some recommendations they make, and then and they would go back to, that's really operational, in my opinion, so we're gonna be doing some things, so then. Once you and Rita come back and say,
For us to make,
and once you and Rita come back and say, hey, this is what we wanna do, and it's supposed to cost X amount of dollars. Let's see if we,
But I see what Mike is saying. It is necessary to just say to this committee that that's what's in the works here. That the,
well, in case it comes up Monday,
yeah,
and if the rest of the board has questions about it, and they look at us,
Mhm.
I'd like that we've had some,
yeah,
one, that everybody knows what they're talking about, and nobody, is left out, and two, like, what's our response?
yeah.
As-
I have to confess, I was so giddy about the other good news that I kind of just rushed right past that. But you are right. At the last community engagement, if you look at the agenda
Yeah.
for today, there is a discussion point. It says
Mhm.
Community Engagement Committee. Where we did intend to do the update that you just said. Okay, at the Community Engagement Committee, the committee focused on the idea of saying to each of the neighborhoods, what is it that you would like us to do? So that's going to mean an initial investment that would happen before we finish gathering all of the information from each of the neighborhoods. And it's kind of a way to kickstart things or to create some excitement and interest. So as a finance committee, one of the things that you should be thinking about now is what level of investment in terms of dollars is the committee comfortable with making through that process as an initial public interest kind of thing in each neighborhood.
And then I think what William is saying too,
Is
is-
that it? Mike?
Yeah.
Good.
yeah, is that, you know, and from an operational standpoint, we can kind of help figure that out, you know, do some of the legwork
Yeah,
and then come back to this committee and have that conversation, put that on the table, and we can, you know, figure out what it is, and if we have to go back and do something before we take it to the board. But I think Monday, we're not looking to have a vote on that piece Monday. I think that piece is gonna require a little bit more work. Am I correct in that?
yes.
But at least it, will be.
And I mean, I'm
talked
not
about.
saying something like that, man, once you do some work on that, you went, hey. Send to the, yeah, I think we need to spend. $5,000 in each, you know, hey, so. Then we could, all right, that may be something that, you know. We send out to the finance committee, get their approval, and then, you know, send out to, if it doesn't happen, like if it happens quicker than
Mhm.
another board meeting, I mean, I don't.
Yeah.
Unless, you know, I don't think that, I don't know how much money that's
Yeah.
gonna be, but, you know, whatever the recommendation is to do that. But
Mhm.
like I said, man, it's not, I think it's, again, these committees and the boards are at a high level.
Yeah,
This is what we need to get done, and then to executing on staff, and that's the way that it, you know, gonna work. I'm not gonna look now, but before you say, hey, you say, I think this is what we're gonna spend to this, you gotta get that approved.
Mhm.
But we're not gonna, you got this money to do it, but what, go out there, figure out, see how much you think it's gonna cost, and then we'll see how much you wanna allocate towards it. But you gotta come with some.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This is what.
yeah, I understand what you're saying, to bring something to the table to talk about. Yeah, I got you. That makes sense. That makes sense.
All right. Okay, that's all I have.
Okay.
Secretary, you got anything? You've been quiet.
No, I was at the Stellar announcement and
Mhm.
it's a real big deal. I think one thing, and I don't know how we can be involved, in when you bring up childcare, obviously a locale closer to the plant,
Exactly,
Mhm.
exactly.
a heck of an investment to look at.
And what it would do is if it's located in the Park Hill neighborhood, then that benefits the people who are working at the plant, but it benefits other families in the neighborhood too. And that is a desperate need. In order for people to go to work, they have to have childcare.
Yeah.
And it couldn't be a more needed zip code to have this
Yeah,
project, to start a project out. And as I was going through the recording, one of the things that Jeff O'Brien indicated in his conversation, that they have lots of potential opportunities. So this is one that just came out, so you don't know what else may be coming that can, you know, it could work nicely as well. I mean, we have no idea until they communicate that. Great.
Mike, you got anything else?
On the Chalmers, daycare at 15th, I'll stop, it's very small.
what usually happens with daycare is.
Y'all speak up for them.
Oh, what usually happens with daycare.
Can you, before you answer, Ms. Lori, what was the question?
Mike indicated that there was a daycare that's located at 15th and
It's not big enough for
Yeah,
talking about, but
yeah, and I was,
we're gonna come in and assist childcare and it affects them, then we've gotta be cognizant of that we're not coming in pushing other people out.
well, the thing about existing daycare, the experience of parents is if you've got a daycare that's already up there, slots are filled. So it is hard to find available daycare slots. You know, if you ask working parents, there's no such thing as too many daycares. There's
That's right.
not enough right now.
Yeah.
So, if we, help to support, a couple of new daycare businesses in the area, it's not gonna have a detrimental impact on one
Or perhaps
that's already there.
Could be an expansion.
expansion.
Yes, it could be an expansion.
It's already in business, and then you don't have to reinvent the wheel. You've got the experience, you've got the knowledge, you've got the skills, you've got the expertise. That's all a part of economic development.
And I don't know what the real estate costs are there, but if they wanted something on site and then wanted the existing, and the neighborhood manages it.
Yeah, that, I
they're
mean,
into a state,
yeah.
They don't know all the laws, all the.
that's an idea too.
So if one of the existing people could come in and open it in their shop and they're kind of outsourcing.
Mhm. That's a thought.
And they've already said that they want us to help them. With outreach to people in the neighborhood for
Mhm.
jobs there, and that could be part of that.
I think it's gonna be just
Yeah,
very incumbent on us to make sure that we stay involved, but make sure that we get the Park Hill representative involved
Yes.
with.
Yeah.
I mean, I think
Yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
gonna be help, yeah.
yes, absolutely. I'm drawing a blank. That's either Sharon or Miss Darlene. I forget which one. Or
For the park
Right.
neighborhood.
On the board. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, so that is, I mean, it's exciting. It's things are I think falling into place. You know, you have to build that foundation before things start to happen. And now we're beginning, you know, to ease over in that space. It's very
Yeah.
good. It's very.
Well, you got anything else?
That's it. That's
Unless
it.
you got anything?
No, I don't.
That's Mark. I forgot to tell you.
Mark, man, you got
Sitting
anything
in
for us?
the
Any
room.
legal update, anything?
No, no legal update.
I mean, if we don't, I guess we good to adjourn. Thank everybody, have a good
Okay.
weekend.
Yeah, thank you, guys.
Have any public
Right.
participation?
Oh, let's see. Did we have any? I don't think so.
We do have it.
No, we didn't have anybody. No, we don't, I don't think we had anybody on today. Let's
You have
see.
one.
Do we have
Mr.
one? Let's see.
Robert Wilson.
Oh, let me get this off. Robert Wilson, let's see. 1 attendee. Yeah, we have Mr. Robert Wilson who was on with us today. I think he sent me an email as well. Yeah, thank you for joining us
Thank you for
today,
joining.
Mr. Wilson. Thank you. All right, Mark, Alicia, thank you so much.
Thank you. Sorry I couldn't be there.
That's
Thank
okay.
you.
Don't apologize. It was great.
All right.
Thank you.
Yeah, no fair, man. Got your weekend started early. Come on, man.
Yeah, I wish. All right.
Take care.
Bye.
All right, bye-bye.